Good morning, all. It's Sunday, 31st of May. It's 10:55 in the morning, and got a couple things I want to mention. I don't know how many have been following these protests and all that going on. You see of the rioters and looters that are taken away from the protest message. But I saw something on a news feed last night when I was watching the Minnesota protests. As people who watch the news will realize, Minnesota's called out the National Guard to try to contain all this. Well, I saw something I didn't think I'd see in America last night. It irritates the living heck out of me. Going down, a video of a Humvee, military Humvee, going down a residential street. Pretty nice looking street. Nice looking houses, well cared for, all that. Bunch of people sitting on their front porches watching the Humvee go by, videotaping it and all that. Behind the Humvee comes a riot squad, all dressed in riot gear, yelling at everybody, "Get back in your house, get in your house, get in your house, get inside." Well, evidently these people on this porch, there were about 4 or 5 of them sitting on their front porch, pretty much minding their own business, just looking outside. And the cops turned around and said, "Light them up." And so they started firing pepper balls or rubber bullets or something at them. Now, these, to my knowledge, what I saw, they weren't breaking any laws. They were on their own front porch in their own house. There were no rioters, looters, anything else on that street. It was a calm evening right there in that neighborhood. So what right did the officers have to fire on these American citizens who were sitting on their own front porch at their own house? That's what I want somebody to explain to me. If they were on the street and didn't comply, I might understand that. But they're sitting on their front porch and standing on their front porch. And you distinctly see the riot squad disperse into a firing pattern and being told to light them up. No warning that if you don't go inside, we are going to fire. All they were doing was being screamed at to go inside. Now, if I'm sitting on my front porch and somebody yells at me to go inside, I'm going to ask, why? Why do I have to leave my own front porch? I pay for this property. Have I broke any laws? My opinion is, if I'm on my own front porch and you just say light them up and start firing at my house, I'm going to walk in the house and get something to fire back at you. I will defend my property and my family. I think, yes, the looters and destructive influences that are taking part of these protesters is against the law. The cops should be lighting them up. Not normal citizens that are sitting on their front porch minding their own business, causing no harm to anybody. This is America, people. It is not a third world country. We need to understand that. Actions like I saw on that video last night with the riot squad in that quiet, peaceful neighborhood are what causes people to not trust law enforcement. Yes, is law enforcement amped up with all this rioting and stuff? Yes. Then they should go after the rioters, not the peaceful citizens. And whoever gave that order should be charged with assault, as far as I'm concerned. Now, that's my opinion as an old redneck, as a military vet. I can't understand their orders of operation to where they're going to fire on normal citizens that are doing nothing wrong, that are sitting on their own front porch. What, you're firing on them because they're videotaping you going down their street? You know, even if there's a curfew, you're on your own front porch. You're not on the street. You're on your own front porch. There should be no reason for what I saw last night. Just like there's no reason for all this looting. Other than people think, hey, it's a chance to get free stuff. Out here in California, we've had Target stores damaged. We've had Best Buys ripped off. Hell, people are walking out, broke into the Best Buy out here near us, about 15 miles away, and walking out with 60-inch big screen TVs. I guess that's part of the demonstration. I guess if we steal the 60-inch flat screen, we're really doing something for George Floyd's death. It makes me wonder how any business even wants to do business in any of these cities. It is time for the peaceful demonstrators to turn in the rabble-rousers. If you want your message to be told, you need to get over this snitches get stitches and all this other stuff. Well, they're just helping out with getting our message across. No, they're getting a message across the chaos and destruction. And I don't care if it's Antifa, white supremacy, Communist Party. Whoever they're associated with ought to be declared a terrorist organization, in my opinion. That's just this old redneck's opinion. If you agree, tell me so. If you don't, tell me so. You can say, redneck, they got the right to do whatever they want to do because, they're so upset. I get upset every day. Should I just go break into a business and steal a car or steal a flat screen TV just because it makes me feel better? If I did it, I'd be under arrest. I'm seeing a lot of these cities telling the cops to be light-handed with these protesters. We don't want to offend them. What message does that show the businesses in your districts? That the rioters can do what they want to do and you don't really care about the people that pay the taxes or feed the people in the neighborhood or have the necessary goods that the neighborhood needs? Don't these demonstrators realize the rabble-rousers are destroying the small businesses that affect each neighborhood? I don't care if you're white, you're black, you're destroying a small business owned by somebody who put their life's work into it. Probably people that agree with your message till you destroy their store and their livelihood. You need to think about that. You all need to start thinking about that. You're getting up in arms over a guy getting killed by a cop, and yes, I agree, he got killed by the cop. But people don't seem to care about all the drive-by shootings or the drug deaths or all the gang violence. They don't get up in arms about that. Why? Because they're afraid of retaliation. But you can protest and riot against the cops because you don't think you're going to get retaliated against. All it's doing is making a bad situation even worse. And sooner or later, you're going to have to realize that. I agree with the protesters' message. I don't agree with the looters and destructors. You have people infiltrating your demonstration to try to create chaos. If you pick up a spray paint can and start graffitiing the side of a business, that's destruction. That's vandalism. That's detracting from your message. If you pick up a brick and throw it at somebody, that's assault. Again, it's distracting from your message. If you break the plate glass on a business and walk in and walk out with whatever you want to do, that is burglary. That is robbery. You are not helping the message. So to all the peaceful demonstrators, you see any of this stuff going on, turn their butts in. Take video of it, get as much ID as you can off of them, and turn it into the police. The police are willing to work with you and cure the problems they have. But as long as you are destroying the city, they are going to sooner or later come down hard. And when that happens, we will all be paying for it. Well, that's my message for today. If you agree, tell me so. If you don't, tell me why. You can do it in the comments section, or if you don't choose to do it that way, you can send me an email at redneckrebel1956@gmail.com. I will answer it to the best of my ability. For now, let's all keep it safe and sane. Let's stop the destruction before your message is lost. Good day to all. Take care of each other.